Peace. Welcome back. Got another one. All right. So today we're going to be doing a dark taper with locks on the top. All right. So the first thing I want to do is I want to start the debulk process, and that debulk process is going to be done with a one guard open, mid, and close. All right. This allows me to remove the weight and just knock down the area that I'm going to be tapering into. This taper is not going to have a specific first format, meaning it's not going to have an open clipper at the bottom. It's not going to have a closed clipper at the bottom. I'm just going to debulk, and then I'm going to use my corners to knock down any extra weight against the grain using the corners of the actual clipper with the one guard and the 1/16. All right, now after I left off with that 1/16 with the grain, at close, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my one guard now and I'm gonna go open and extend against to try to remove that baseline at the top. All right, so when you go with the grain, at a certain point there's going to be a little bit of line or a line of demarcation that you're going to have to deal with that's closest to the locks. All right, because remember, when you're going with the grain, you're knocking down the hair to remove the bulk, but it's not going to be your smoothest transition or your smoothest look. All right, so now I'm going against the grain in this pocket to, knock down that weight that's closest to the locks, like I said. Now I did it with the 1, and now I'm going to do it with the 1/16. All right, so bet. I'm going to do the same thing I did on one side. I'm going to do that same process over. I'm going to start going down with the one guard open, mid, and then close. Then I'm going to take that 1/16, same position, open, mid, and close to knock down the weight of the taper. All right, remember, this is going to be a dark taper. We're not going to have any harsh format lines in this taper at all. All right.
Oh, that's real good.
Now we cooking with grease. Boom. So we already broke down two sides. Now we're going to start to break down the hairline. We're going to start with that one guard close, going with the grain, all right, to knock that weight down off of the hairline to get everything caught and blended in more. All right, then we're going to use the 1/16 also going with the grain to knock it down a little bit more. With the 1/16, I don't believe I'm going to end in close, but it's not going to be as light as everything else. And the reason why I went with the 1/16 also is because he has certain pockets that are a little bit darker on his hairline. So I want everything to come out looking more smooth and more transition. All right, so I'm gonna take that 1/16 and just do that same exact process that I did on the opposite, spin. And then after that, we're gonna go into the outline. All right, so right before this, I did the liquid razor with the cold air and brush to prep for the actual line, so I wouldn't be fighting with the line at all. All right, and I'm gonna start from my actual A point, keeping my sideburn. Then I'm gonna start to form my actual B point at the top, going into my C point, which is my curve. Making sure I'm combing and making sure that I'm taking my time to create the line and not causing any irritation. It's almost like a pendulum you're creating. You don't have to just quick to do the line. The line's gonna take time because you want your client to lead, that outline gonna last. All right, this is one of the most important parts of any haircut you do. I always feel that, with a fade, you can get away with a choppy fade. Your client will come back, but he's really coming back because of that outline really looks sharp, pardon me, and he got compliments on it, you know what I'm saying? So making sure I'm getting the sideburns right, shaping up around the ear. And then what I'm gonna do on the same side, opposite side, I'm gonna do the same exact process, all right? Always using your reference points, all right? The corner of that eyebrow, the almond of the eye, pause, you know what I'm saying, for your C point. And the A point really depends on how the client wants to wear their sideburns. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. First thing I wanna do is I wanna position the client's head so make sure I can see and clear and they're holding their head up straight. Pause. And I wanna make sure when I look over into the mirror, which is on my left side, I can actually see my previous work to make sure I'm comparing as well as I'm outlining.
Oh, that's real good.
Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.
Oh, that's real good.
Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
All right, now I'm gonna start the front of the hairline, making sure that I'm using my reference points, which is the corner of that eyebrow. And I'm gonna start right from the middle and then choose a side, making sure that I'm tapping and creating a line and making sure that I'm also combing to create that front of that hairline.
Ain't nobody stopping me. Ain't nobody stopping me.
Making sure that as I'm creating that 90-degree point, I'm also combing towards the hairline, pushing the hair towards the hairline, so I'm killing all the hair that might be overlapping my actual line, all right? So every time that you comb, you're actually pushing the hair forward towards the line to make sure that you don't have any hair that's still there that will overlap showing your actual line.
Let's get started. Oh, that's real good.
Setting up your ABCs allows your line to come out with a little more accuracy. Nobody's ever going to be perfect in any hairline they actually do, but just make sure that you're using your mirrors when you're creating your lines, and just make sure that you understand where your reference points are and your line placement, all right? So as you can see on this side, I actually went back over and I noticed that the line was dropping a little bit on this side, so I went back and made my corrections and then looked in the mirror. It's all good, man.
You know what I mean? She's like, here's the Bible, here's the Quran. What do you want to figure it out for yourself. You know how to read. You know what I mean? And everything that you ingest, you have to always remember a book. No matter what that book is, whether it's Shakespeare, it's an old line, it's something the raised about raises fortune is juxtaposed in them, or any other written word that you digest or ingest, you have to question it because it was written by another man, another human being. And no one man has all the answers. A lot of people take the Bible face value that it's God's word, but nobody's looking in the upper left-hand corner of that page. It says the book of Timothy. Timothy was a man, so it's written by a man. Now, what is told to us is that it was under the inspiration of the heavens. God inspired them to write the book. Now let's do the definition of the word inspiration. I can inspire another young comedian to want to do comedy, but it's everything I do, the butt-naked truth and the laws of the universe. As Richard Pryor inspired me to do comedy, but do I really want to follow everything he did? Because if I did, I'd set myself on fire and be smoking crack. So all of us are dual examples. There's certain parts of Eddie Griffin that you can follow to the letter and it'll be success. Then there's other parts of my life you want to stay the hell away from. Because trust me, if you jumped in my shoes, you jumped the fuck right back out. No, nigga, I don't want to be you. You understand me? So the truth of the matter is individual. Your truth would never be my truth. There is a basic butt-naked correlating truth that goes through all humanity. But then we all find our individual truth in this journey called life.